Ratings and salutations, all you beautiful individuals. It is another episode of League Unlocked here. Mark here with you to break down a little bit more LCK action and get in our weekly, daily, monthly roast of the LTA for doing something that makes you tap your head. But first, we get back to the important note that is glazing over the future superstar in the LCK, and that is Diable on BNK as FearX clinch a spot in the main event of the LCK playoffs. They take down the top dog in Rise Group in D+, and now they're coming for the Legends Group in Nongshim, and it was a pretty convincing series win for them. How about Diable rocking a 32 kills, 6 deaths, and 23 assists across this series, and pretty much every game there was a massive gold lead at one point in those bot lane matchups.
Pick up the phone, KT Rollster. I think I found somebody you might be interested in for the next year. Diable coming through in this series. Yes, once again, continuing that hot streak for BNK and continuing their run through these LCK playoffs is the story that's going on. Very happy to see this one come through, especially after talking about Diable in the previous series, and especially how he steps up in that Game 5. No Game 5 necessary in this series. BNK taking care of business.
And, KT, yes, I'm throwing whatever off-season money you got, whatever the budget is, you got to be throwing at this guy. Even a squad like D+, this guy's an upgrade over aiming, and the confidence that this rookie is playing with. You heard some of the comms today. He's baiting in ultis out of the opposition, knowing it's coming in. He's doing some of the shot calling, or at least anything that's to do with him. You got to be selfish to be a good AD carry player. But the confidence that this guy has communication-wise for being so young is incredible.
Yeah, and I think it's, again, one of those things where you talk about it a lot of times, where it is, you can surely take a quiet player and teach them to be a little bit more vocal. And it's not necessarily the vocal where it's the dominant voice, but it's at least sharing that information, right? Not just assuming that everybody's got that data link into your brain and can read it, instantaneously type of thing. You have to sometimes be vocal and be able to voice it. So seeing that, especially from a young player, and understanding its place, where to be vocal, how to take it in, how to take, again, that information from his other teammates as well. I think that has been clearly a sign that we have seen from him in that bottom lane, which is part of why able to accelerate, able to pop off like that. Another thing in this series is the choice and the return, the dreaded run from it, all sorts of things, and it still comes back. Smolder mid lane. But this time around, we see it perfectly punished because, yes, there's quite a lot of angry champions on the other side, on the side of BNK, more than poised to take down Smolder early.
Yeah, and Calyx, the other, star rookie that we've had this year, doesn't get to play that Smolder basically because, yeah, he's getting 3-man dove over and over again. He's hugging his inner turret. There's no chance he gets to play this game. Nongshim can't do anything with so much pressure coming around the mid lane. But yeah, this Smolder is completely irrelevant. And if I'm Calyx, I'm pretty tilted off the face of the earth after that matchup. But well played by Raptor and the boys to punish that Smolder. And listen, BNK, I know KT BDD is an absolute animal, but Raptor has a good series. Vikla's in the part of a redemption arc. There's a way that I could see FearX stealing that 4th seed for Worlds.
Yeah, and I think at the end of the day, when you look at this performance and you're evaluating both sides, this probably wasn't the full, strongest, maximum strength effort from Nongshim, but this certainly wasn't a complete lame duck, zero goose egg type of laying performance. So still one of these ones where you're checking yourself and you're going, wait a minute, this is about sure, maybe it's a month and a half ago, but this is a Nongshim that's able to take down T1, that's in contention with KT. So certainly this isn't out of the question to say that this BNK that is able to best that type of tier, be at that type of level, isn't going to be able to create some noise, be able to make a miracle run here throughout the LCK playoffs. And I think that's going to be one of the interesting angles moving forward.
Yeah, and they, like I said, they're in that main event, going to play either T1 or KT in that big playoff bracket. And Obviously, Nongshim's going to be playing the winner of the Bros ND Plus for that final spot in playoffs. Pivoting away from stuff actually on the Rift, we had a little bit of news about the LTA North promotion tournament, which, yes, as you remember, disguised, despite their nice little mini run at the end of playoffs, will have to play and earn their spot back in Tier 1 for 2026. They'll be joined by 2 LATAM teams, 2 NACL teams, one of them being Luminosity Gaming, who already clinched a spot with a lineup of Fake God, Tomio, Insanity, Tactical, and Zazel, a.k.a. all former LCS players, which obviously this is going to be an exciting tournament. It's going to be fun to see such a high-stakes prize and staying in Tier 1. The problem is, format looks good. We got 7 days, double elim, fearless, best of 5s across the board. 6 of the days are going to be played remotely. Okay, but Riot's going to fly some of these teams to Mexico City for, competitive integrity. There's going to be no lag, no ping issues to talk about. The finals will be in Riot Games Arena in, again, Mexico City with no live audience. Such a high stakes match to be qualifying for Tier 1, and there will be no audience. That's a bit of a buzzkill for these teams.
A bit is probably understating it. That is a giga buzzkill right there for a lot of these squads, and certainly it is for me when I'm thinking about this event, because you laid it out before. The recipe, it's fantastic. The cooking, it all should be perfect to get the amazing dish that you want to be snacking on all day long. Ain't happening, because you ain't gonna get to be at the event, cheering, screaming, all those fan type of things that we love from the live events. It ain't gonna be there, which is crazy, because yes, the layout is fantastic. This is a disguised team that needs to continue to prove, and has given you, at least recently, reason to believe in that improvement and continuation throughout this event, and stay through and keep their spot in the LTA. But also as well, Luminosity, as you laid out, that lineup, more than capable, more than LCS quality, LTA quality, whatever the heck quality it's got to be. It is more than there, and to challenge a squad like Disguise. So to not have that live audience element there that, that we know brings so much to the game and to these type of moments, really is a letdown for me.
And I mean, you have the storylines. You have guys on Luminosity who are former disguised players, used to be with Toast in the squad. You have Summit on some of these LATAM teams. Like, there's lots of stories that you could draw some hype and excitement, but it's immediately killed. This is like the perfect restaurant dish being served, and then at the table side, they come with the big pepper grinder, and it falls off the top, and it's covered in pepper. And the whole thing gets dumped on your dish, and now it's ruined.
And it feels pointless, because at the end of the day, when you're talking about having a format that has something like this, a promotion, relegation type of tournament, the drama that it provides, that is a big part of it. Why would you not want to be able to capitalize on that type of motivation, that type of extra emotion and spectacle that goes into an event like this, that makes it special, makes it have value, have weight? It's got it. But you're not allowed to go. You're not allowed to be there. And I don't know whether, again, this could be something as simple as just the venue doesn't have the spacing, doesn't have the capabilities of having that. But that would seem mighty extreme and very poorly thought out to pick a choice like that. So I'm going to be moving past that as an excuse for it, because to me, no excuse. There is no excuse to make a choice like this. And I think it is an unnecessary eyesore for an event like this, and something, again, that should just be about that excitement, that thrill of either Disguise holding on to that spot or having someone new enter in.
Remember when the LTA said, we're going to put more emphasis on the NACL, Tier 2. We want eyes on it. We want people excited about the next up-and-coming talent. Well, that doesn't align with what we're getting here.
Do you think that, the soccer team that Deadpool bought, Wrexham FC and all these things, and they had to go all the way through the British Premier League and that type of ladder? Do you think that they said, oh, yeah, this is a relegation promotion game. Stay at home. Stay at home. We don't need the fans. We don't want that extra energy. No way.
You can watch it online and cheer from the couch.
Absolutely crazy. And I know, again, we put up with a lot of things. We'll shift days for Valorant. We'll play in a closet, all sorts of things. to have a self-inflicted wound like this, where you're choosing this type of path and this is how it's going to be for something that could have been beneficial in this type of moment, very much a disappointment.
Shooting themselves in the foot is kind of the specialty of Riot when it comes to esports, especially, though. They've kind of mastered that form. So I guess in that way, this is par for the course. But still going to be excited to see who does get that final spot again before Worlds, because people would definitely not care about it after Worlds. So we'll still pay attention, even if you're not going to be able to go in person. But that is it today for League Unlock. Eric and Mark here with you. Absolutely stunning individuals. Thanks for hanging out. We'll catch you on that flippity flip.